Hi YouTube, today is May 26, 2016, and the topic of today's YouTube update is the good employees. So I know that I will offend some people now, but and I wanted to make this topic for a very long time, but I was kind of shy. So there are four categories, which are essentially employees. First category is the spiritual blindness. You must be completely blind about the nature of the human existence on this planet. That means if you are to be a good employee, you must be somebody who's like asking questions. Hey, who are you gonna vote for, Hilary or that racist guy? You know, you have to sound like that. So you have to be completely ignorant about the whole thing. This is the very first step, because if this is your level, that means you will be able to effectively communicate with all other people around you, that ignorant majority. You will be part of that ignorant majority. When you are part of that ignorant majority, then you are ready for the step number two. Step number two is second most important thing in the career, or the most important thing in career, which is to be now this is important, from inside, genuinely talented and excellent as kisser. Because if you are average person, somebody who doesn't know about conspiracy and doesn't want to know about it, that means that your spiritual well, you might not be at all spiritual, you might not have a soul at all, but if you are a skilled ass kisser, that means you have this genuine dog quality in your body, which is this urge to kiss ass of your boss. If you can do this effectively, and I really have to explain what means effective ass kissing. So I really tried to be excellent ass kisser in my life, but I could never had this, and I'm going to explain this special superpower. I could, for example, give a good advices and stuff like that. I could be cooperative and working, but I didn't have this inner urge to be with the boss, and I never had this inner urge to be on pile with the other people, because when you are on a pile with other people and you are schmoozing other people, then you can enter into the third phase. But I'll first explain what is the second phase. Second phase is when somebody is kissing your ass, and I witnessed that on board Queen Mary 2. We've been really working hard and kissing lots of ass to the Andy friend. He was our manager, because it was all about coming back to that ship and make money, not to be sent to some $500 ship for the Image Corporation, where you work for like peanuts, but to work for $2,000, $2,500, and there are only a few good ships where you can make money as a photographer. So it was that one. And I observed three people. One was Ramazan from Turkey, another one was one Romanian, and the third one was Gangadesh from India. All these guys been very tough guys, very competitive, difficult guys, and they've been also superior to me. Two of them been one was the lab manager, one was gallery manager, and so on. So they all came there, but their position with the hard work, but also, and now I'm just gonna spit it out. When they've been kissing ass to the manager, their faces been twisting into the baby faces, very cute faces, likable faces. I was observing them when they've been doing this, and I was like admiring how in that moment I start to like them. But of course they've been like bad to me, but when they wanted, they could project such an incredible cuteness in their faces and such a soft voices when they've been addressing to Andy. And I was like really, I was fascinated. I was fascinated how they're doing this incredible softness and sweetness. And now I remember the Indian Gangadesh, when he was talking to Andy, his face would melt into cute baby face, and even his eyes would look bigger. And I was like, wow, what a talent! So this is second the most important talent, is to have this, like that Gangadesh, or especially like that Ramazan, like the Turkish guy. He was also excellent ass kisser, very aggressive guy, very aggressive. But when he was kissing ass to the boss, it was artful. So this is the second thing, and on that second thing lies the foundation of the third thing. Now, let me recapitulate. First, you must be like everybody else. When you're like everybody else, then you're on a pile with other people, and you all fart together, and it's funny. And then when you're on a pile, you kiss ass. You make bondages with not only your boss, with your colleagues, but now comes the reason why. And that reason why is when you're there, when you make a bond, then you can do, as a good employee, skillful and natural smearing campaign against all those people who are posing your threat or might pose your threat in the future. This is the crucial talent for building up a career and maintaining your job and building up a career. Because now I have to say, when you are exposing somebody's mistakes, you must do it in a skillful way. Remember that Romanian guy, Turkish guy, Indian guy, when they've been kissing asses. They've been doing it in a funny way, and they've been doing it in a sweet way. And also while they've been like talking about other people, negative about other people, they've been also doing it in a funny way, in a negative but funny way, mocking other people. Now, remember this. If you are doing smearing campaign, you must do it in a group, and you must do it in a funny and positive way when you are passing negative remarks about your friends to your boss. Because bosses, they like to be honest, and also bosses, they like to think that they are special. Okay, so you must give them that feeling of being special, being superior, not bothering them with negativity, but expressing that negativity in a funny way. Because you see, this is my huge minus in a company. Because I'm not like other people, and because I don't feel comfortable with other people, I'm not spending time on a pile with other people. So I'm not making connections, and at the same time, I'm allowing others to bullshit around me, about me, but I'm also not there to stop that bullshit, because when you're on a pile, you get reports from your peers that others have been talking about you, and you can immediately react. In a corporation, in a company, these are extremely important traits, to be on a spot where action is going on. Now, you notice that I was not talking about the job, technical part of the job itself, because this is number 4, and this is, in my opinion, maybe not that important part of your career. How well are you doing your job is not important part. Not that important part. It is important, but not that. Because, check it. If you are doing a good job, and if you're not constantly reminding your boss that you are doing a good job, your boss doesn't know about it. But your boss, as all other people, probably thinks in an emotional way. It goes like this. He hears something good about you, that's a plus. He hears something else, it's a plus, again. And then he hears from the assholes negative joke, negative joke, negative joke, negative comments, and then invented thing, another blown up thing, little things, like maybe your CKs, maybe your underwear was sticking out while you turned to the blackboard and explaining something to kids. And of course, that was already reported in a negative way, and of course, that can be overblown. Important. So now, your minuses in his brain are outweighing your pluses. Therefore, it's not important how well are you doing your job. It's more important how well is that being advertised. Because somebody who was not creative as you were can present himself as a far superior to you if he is on a par with other people, and if he is constantly repeating that superiority through the jokes, and of course, if other people are repeating what he essentially programmed them. And you know how people are, they're like parrots. I say something 5 times, you repeat it, and then another person repeats it, and you say something 10 times, and then I repeat it, and others repeating it. This is how it goes. People are extremely simple. Maybe not extremely simple as ants, but not that complicated. So, these three categories, being average, being excellent in gossiping, and skillfully backstabbing. These three things. And then you have the fourth thing, and that fourth thing comes with the time. If you're in the company, if you're hanging out, then they teach you. This is the form A22. A22 means this is the form for giving your tax. A22A means that state gives you back tax. And if you know 20 little things like this in a job, how to do this form, how to prepare this test, how to erase the whiteboard, how to tie your shoes, how to fix your tie, you know. If you know like 20 little things like this, or in any other job, you know, how to deal with the reception computer, how to issue the bill, how to ask properly to sign document, whatever. 20 little things, I call it. If you stay long enough and if your IQ is average or slightly below, you will figure it out. It's not a big deal. Most of the jobs are 20 little gigs, and most of the jobs exist from the reason number one. And I told you, they are just a cover to explain why things are on this planet and just to essentially filter people and control people and so on. Because if we are talking about the government institutions and big corporations, the ignorance is the most important thing for keeping your job. Because if in your biofield you know about chemtrails, about GMO food, how unhealthy it is, if you know about missing children, let's say, those three things, you're going to have these things in your aura, and constantly there's going to be possibility that you might infect. This is why they call us viruses. That you might infect other cattle in the company, which is, of course, happily oblivious to the reality. They just wonder, should I vote for a Hilary or a Trump? He's a Trump racist, but he wants to bring industry to the country. You know, if you're above that level, you will be spotted, and by the Illuminati, of course, and the occasional reptiles which are there, and of course, they do not like to have this kind of vibes around. They prefer the good cattle. So in the essence, good employee, and I'm talking about average people. I'm not talking about some super professionals which have maybe some extra talents, but they are also in the same thing as us majority. So yeah, this is what I have to say. I know, and you know, I'm 41, and so many times in my life I stumbled upon a mediocre who was like, a šta ti radiš? A ja imam 16,000 kuna, you know what I mean? What are you doing? I have like $2,500 paycheck and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. What are you doing? Oh, I work in, I'm radim u farmaceutskoj industriji. I'm working in pharmaceutical industry. Oh, I see. So I guess in the next 30 seconds, if I tell you that I cured myself with marijuana oil, you're gonna start hating me, right? And making a cynical comment, huh? You know, and exactly that. And these are predictable. These are simply incredibly predictable situations with that mediocre majority. Sorry guys, you know, I don't really like you. I think that you are essentially part of the problem, not part of the solution for this problem. You are simply perpetuating both economy and society as it is by not daring asking questions. For that, you get reward. And I do find that reward important because that reward defines who's surviving and who is not surviving. I understand that we live on a very tough planet, a reptilian planet. It's either you serve the system, you go up, or you go down. It's either that, and it's not tough for us who don't have a genuine snake ass-kissing kind of, you know, we don't have that essentially shit under our skin to be, as you, the proud majority. So in a way, this was my message to the organic portals as well, and to the mainstream. I know. Hey, be good. This is good. This is good in play. This is good in play. So this, no, it's maybe a little bit tough message, but so what might be the solution for us who lack these talents? When my former boss told me that kids gave me grades 4 and 5, that means A and B, I told him, oh, it's always like this in the beginning, but then I make enemies. So what is the what is the answer for us? Well, you know, just follow your inner rhythm, because what else can you do? And when it comes to the job, well, you know, when I start working, I'm not connecting myself to the colleagues, because I know sooner or later they're gonna, you know, some bullshit gonna start, and they, you know, word twisting and so on. So I give some kind of lots of space between me and them, and I don't know, just do your job. Do, you know, I know that we are essentially better workers than others. We are creative. If you find something interesting, we spend more hours. And you know, in every school, in every job place, I introduce some other things. For example, in this previous school, I practically started with multimedia, with combining computers and teaching techniques. You know, and essentially, this is how it goes. We have like a black and white book photocopied, and then I'm supposed to teach Cambodian kids about Maori in New Zealand lesson from black and white book. So instead of doing that, after I finish lesson, I show them Maori, I show them Haka, I show them dance, I show them pictures, I show them geographically where is New Zealand on a computer, and pictures and so on. And of course that kid's been thrilled, because normal teachers are not doing this. Normal teachers are not, you know, really preparing their lessons. Like an hour before that on YouTube, trying to figure it out what they're going to show kids. They're not doing this. They're not interested. I am. I'm really interested into these things. And this is in the same time, this is a plus with the kids, but in the same time it's a minus. You understand me? Because minus comes from two sides. It comes from the colleagues, which are not doing this, and which are, you know, noticing this and feeling like a shit, and then they're starting with what I said before, with the little jokes and stuff like that. And then you have another thing. You always have kids which are fighting for dominance in the class, especially dominant kids from dominant families, and you know, they, in the modern schools it's like this. This is morality in the new schools. If I'm a dominant mafia kid, and I'm like your teacher, and I'm insulting you, you are supposed to smile nice to me and to be nice to me. Otherwise, I'm a paying customer, and I will go and complain to the manager that you simply you're not nice. I say a joke, you're not laughing. I want to talk, you're not shutting up as a teacher. You're continuing your thing. It's not nice, essentially. Okay, and you have those elements in a school, and so on and so on and so on. So yeah, and then another thing is know one thing: in every job, it's gonna be same mechanism. Even if it's not Illuminati school, it's a matrix. I'm gonna do political mistake. I'm gonna take a little kid like this and tell him shut up when he is like screaming, and that's already big no, right? I'm gonna do mistake like that, or which is political, not technical or ethical mistake at all, or something gonna happen in blah. It's always same shit. You know, guys. Yeah. Do your thing best you can. Try not to make enemies, but you will have enemies because it's the nature of the world. So, in the essence, do your best job, but no matter what you do, the power which puts you into body, the power which is torturing you and the whole planet, the power which is gonna kill you again, is the power which is the real problem. In your job, around your job, above you, around you, below you, everywhere where you are. It's the evil. Okay? So, understand that entering the job arena, you are essentially entering the money arena where that evil is running the show. So, what can you do? You can do ziga boom, ziga bam, bit left, bit right. You can avoid shit Illuminati here, or their dogs there. But eventually they're gonna get you. You're gonna lose the job. Eventually you're gonna lose the life. But sometimes, from moment to moment, you might find some nice harbors where there is less trash, where you can do your thing, make money, be good to people, do your thing right until they decide it's time to go. So, croon on good employees. I do envy those dogs who have their places, who can say I've been in the company 10 years, but I wouldn't like to be like them. You can't have it both, right? You can't have a soul and be a dog. Okay, that was it. Thank you for watching me, and have a great day.